Tired of spending a lot of damn money and getting absolutely nothing you was hoping to get? Head on over to MrMuckCoin.com for the cheapest, safest, most reliable coins in the community. Use code GS for 20% off your purchase. Don't forget you can also purchase training there as well. Link is available in the description. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Jess. Welcome back to another Madden 19 video. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. We are about to get our very first gameplay with T.O. And you take a look, man, he's a 98 overall. And we got glitchy with the balanced offense of Legends and Niners team chem. And we got his spin all the way from an 82 all the way up to an 89. If you guys don't know, 88 is the spin threshold for you to get those glitchy spins. And Randy Momo as well happens to have the spin threshold as well. He has an 88 just making it. And I believe Rod Woodson has it as well. Jerry Rice has it as well. Pretty much all my Niners, because we're adding plus like 7 spin to people, which is absolutely glitchily insane. Is that a word, glitchily? Well, we're using it today. So we are still in the midst of Connecticut. You know, we were supposed to have left a few days ago, but Tiffany woke up today feeling very, very ill, throwing up. And we definitely not going to have her, you know, take a 10-hour trip in the midst of being sick. So we should be on out tomorrow. So tomorrow we should have live commentaries. This game was actually played a few days ago. And we're going to try to start the new year with 3 gameplays. We played 2 game, beautiful spin to start the game, and I thought he was gone, but thankfully we just catch up to him. We're going to go on ahead and, you know, try to get a few gameplays done today and as well as tomorrow, and the live commentary should be back the day after tomorrow. So his very first drive, obviously we want to try. Look at Ray Lewis right there with the big hit. I'm balanced, so usually I go tackling on aggressive. It's a give and take. I do give up a lot of big plays with it, but there are a lot of times where I just get those big hit sticks from my players where they break up a pass, and that's all I'm looking for. I know I'm rarely going to cause a fumble in this game. They don't happen too often, but you will smack someone and force an incomplete pass, and that's what I usually go for. But I'm balanced. Ray with the big hitter trait is going to go ahead and do that all by himself, so that's nice. But we end up holding him to a field goal, which is definitely a very good start considering he started in tremendous field goal position. So our very first play, we're looking, and of course we're going to go to T.O. Why not? 4-yard quick little play. Since he does meet the spin threshold, we decided to sell Cooper, and he's running cover 1 hole, which is a very, you know, I would like to think not a good defense unless you somehow sending heat with it, which he really isn't. He does get a huge shed right here, though, from Geno Watkins. But, you know, calling cover 1 hole, and I already know that, you know, this is a defense I'm going to have no issues with. Right here, you see we get the block, and that's completely my fault. I did not think T.O. was just going to shove him towards me. I seen T.O. head in the direction of the defender. I thought he was going to hold the block, and we end up just getting sacked, and we end up getting hit sticked, and we fumbled. So, my fault. I just did not expect. I thought T.O. was going to hold the block for a second, you know, and I was wrong. But a big 3rd and 14 right here. Nothing is open. He's just going to run to the sidelines. I believe he throws it away because we were closing in on a sack. And he does go for it on 4th and 14 right here. Very big play. And he was running the Titans playbook, and he was running tight flex, which is a very difficult play to stop. Right here, he sends a little bit of pressure, his cover 1 hole, but we end up finding Momo crossing over on the right side. You see we are 3 for 3. Right here, a little bit of pitch work. You know, got to go on ahead and mix in the runs. Can't let them be, you know, too one-dimensional to key in on the runs. Right here, we are in our 4 verts, and RB was wide open. And then we reroute Barry. He goes up perfectly. We precision him, and we end up scoring a touchdown, taking the lead. Very, very, very beautiful precision. Since, you know, whenever your guys don't have playmaker, whenever you try to playmaker them, they can go in any random direction. He perfectly just went up as I directed him to, and he was just wide open, and we end up getting a touchdown. So he's got the ball back again, and let's see if we can go ahead and stop his bunch and his tight flex that he's running. But we're doing a pretty good job. You know, we're sending 3. You know, unless we get like some type of insta shed, we do have Khalil Mack with 91 speed with the QB spy. That should be fast enough to go on ahead and chase down Mike Vick. 4th and 18, he decides to go for it. He's going to roll out to the left. Everything is covered up, and we're going to go on ahead and force an incomplete pass. And actually, no, we get a sack. Jason Taylor was his 3rd sack of the game. And then right here, we end up going with the comeback route. Trying to get T.O. his first touchdown of the game because I noticed, again, he was running cover 1 hole. Beautiful. Oh, never mind. I thought we hit him with the spin move. Mulligan, I'm getting ahead of myself. Do we hit him with the spin move right here? There it is. Beautiful spin move right there. Notice we don't celebrate with Barry. And we go up 14-3. So we are in total control of this game. He's just calling cover 1 hole. He, not giving me any issues defensively. Offensively, I do know tight flex is not easy to stop, but the few times he's ran it, we did pretty decent against it, and we pretty much got him out of it, which is very helpful. So instead of using Calvin Johnson, we're using Sean Taylor with 96 speed. Almost got an interception right there. Almost. 3rd and 12 right here. Again, sending 3 with the QB spot. We're getting pancaked. Of course, we're only sending a few people, but he ends up hitting me with a beautiful spin move up the sidelines, and he ends up scoring, which should have been a gain of maybe, a little after the first down. I just completely over pursued. I didn't think he was going to hit me with a vicious spin move that he did, and we end up giving up a touchdown, unfortunately. But we do have a minute left to go ahead and try to get in at least field goal range. Again, his defense really isn't giving me too much issues with him calling this cover 1, 6 for 6, and he's mixing it in with like some cover 4 and stuff like that. But once again, beautiful spin move by Vic. Once again, nothing that's really giving me too much trouble. He prepared for the spin on the inside too. Thankfully, I did. I was thinking about it. I was definitely thinking about hitting him with the second spin. Thankfully, I did not, because he would have cracked the bejesus out of me. 2nd and 7, already in field goal range, man, and all we need to do is go ahead and try our very best to see if we can get in the end zone. We go to high point T.O. Unfortunately, doesn't hold on to it. We go to high point T.O. once again. I threw it just a little too late because he does come down with it, but he's unable to keep 2 feet in bounds. We're going to go ahead and settle for the field goal to take a full 7-point lead, and we end up getting ball at the half. So unless he gets something crazy to go downfield and ends up scoring or getting at least in field goal range, we should end up taking a 7-point lead into the half with getting ball back. So we're definitely feeling confident. And right there, we end up getting Bruce Smith with the huge shed, and he goes on ahead. Doesn't even waste the time. He just takes it to the half. So the very first play of the second half, you're going to see I come out of shotgun tight. I come out of Snugs, and he sent a blitz, and I threw it directly at him. He comes out of DB Fire, which is his very first time coming out in dollar. He wasn't in dollar at all. Beautiful spin move right there. Michael Vick is gone. Great run by him. I can tell it wasn't his defensive game planning, because it was literally his very first time calling it the entire game. And then, of course, because he got a pick, whenever, something works for someone, when they just try it out, he's going to stick with it. So now he's calling DB Fire pretty much every single rip, and a big block shed by the D tackle right there, Strahan, or the left end, to go ahead and get a sack. So right here, we step up in the pocket, plenty of time, but nobody's open. We're going to take off with Vic. We're just going to hit the side, and thankfully we don't fumble. We end up holding on to it. Right here, 1st and 10 is like, all right, let's see if we can go on ahead and run against this, get some good running yards, which we do. Almost takes it to the house. Like one more, never stumble, and we would have been gone. So again, 1st and 10 right here. He's sending his blitz. He's leaving the drag wide open. There's T.O. with that spin. But unfortunately, I don't know if he had unfakeable or something. He just kind of didn't get fooled by it. But 1st and 10 right here. And we end up going back up to T.O. because I'm really trying to get this touchdown with T.O. in his first game of me using him. But unfortunately, I don't. Right here, he sends a ton of people. He sent like 6. But T.O. on the drag route. And, for the record, even though we ended up selling Cooper, I still think he is the B is wide open. We end up just hitting him right there. I still do believe he is the best receiver in Ultimate Team, just because his spin is so good and his speed is so high and his catch and trap. He's absolutely amazing. But with so many receivers and so little formations, there's only so many people I can have out on the field, and can't get rid of the dual chem guys because those guys are extremely valuable, and I got to have my man T.O. out there. 4th and 2, we decided to go for it, but this time we're going to motion to the right just to fool him a little bit. Look at his user, head over to the right side instead of crashing to the left, and that's all we needed. The CPU over pursues. We're going to spin inside, and we're going to go on ahead and get an easy touchdown right there to go on ahead and take the lead and go up a full touchdown. So right now, all we need to do is be able to go on ahead and get a stop. And again, the first few times he was running tight flex, we did a decent job of stopping it. And then all of a sudden, I just could not stop it. Like out of nowhere, I could not get him off the field. Like he was just completely destroying me with tight flex, and the defense that I was coming out that was giving it some troubles. He was just finding guys open all over the place. And then he also has Mike Vick that we have to worry about. And tight flex is extremely, extremely frustrating. Right here, he just throws a beautiful dot over to the left side. We do click on hold RB for SWAT, and thankfully he jars the ball loose. Steps up inside the pocket, plenty of time, and again, everyone's just open. And it's just like, I actually, while editing the game, I'm looking to see, like, how come the first few times he ran it, we did a decent job with it, but then we end up just completely getting destroyed with it as he throws a high point to Tony G in the back of the end zone. Good play by him. Then he goes on ahead and just started dotting me up. You know, in the second half, I don't know. I was still calling the same plays, but he was just getting open. But nonetheless, I feel confident I can get in field goal range here. You know, he's sending a lot of people, but we're blocking a lot of people. X was wide open. I just could not get the ball off. Moss was completely wide open crossing over. And this time he uses it, but this time we get shedded by Shazier. 3rd and 21. We need a huge play, and we dial up a huge play. Beautiful play right there to Tyreek Hill. We put him on a crosser, and he only got 2 timeouts remaining, and we are in field goal range. So this game, in my opinion, is pretty much over. All right, all we need to do is take the time away, kick the field goal, and there's pretty much nothing he can do except he can use a strip, and that's exactly what he does. And we fumble. Just like that, we fumble. And, yeah, I mean, you can tell by the title of the video, right? Double overtime thriller. Like, there's no way to have a double overtime thriller if I was able to win, not in double overtime, right? Or lose in double overtime. Yeah, we end up just not being able to win the game right then and there. We have one more opportunity. We're going to have a handful of seconds remaining. No timeouts, though, and I make a huge mental error. We end up playmaking T.O. right here straight up. He's wide open right here. I should have just dropped. I would have 9 seconds. I try to get out of bounds. I get tackled inbounds, and I'm trying to hurry up and get the field goal to see if I can go on ahead and kick one. But with only 2 seconds remaining, there's no way. And he has focus kicker, so with that slow meter, there's definitely not enough time. And unfortunately, we end up going overtime. Again, mental mistake. As soon as T.O. caught it, I should have went down, and I would have had plenty of time to go into field goal. We lose the kickoff. Well, we are forced to kick off because we lose the toss, and he's going to go on ahead and receive. So now it's like, all right, we need our defense to lock up, and not really feeling too confident because this tight flex is dotting me up. He's got so many crossing routes. Right here, he goes to 2 posts, and you can look, rewind it, both posts were open. He could have just chosen any one of them. He rolls out right here, and then he throws a crosser over towards the middle. Better than nothing. He gets a handful of yards. 8 for 12, 2 touchdowns. He is just completely dotting me up. Right here, I thought that was a touchdown. We click on hold X and prayed, and thankfully, Edward the Ball Hawk Reed just gets a meat hook on it. He had a drag wide open on the left side, and then he also had the cross. Everything is open. He's got 2 underneath crossers. He's got 4... like legit 4 crossing routes on the play, and it's extremely difficult to handle. Like, I don't know who to guard, I don't know who to use her, I don't know who to try and run towards. He's just completely playmaking people and getting routes open underneath on the sidelines, and I'm like, all right, I really don't know what to call. I legit don't know what to call. Thankfully, on 3rd and 4, Bruce Smith ends up just getting a shed and getting a sack, and we do end up holding him to 3. So now the pressure is on us to go on ahead and pull points on the board. And his very first defensive call dictated to me that he was nervous, that he wasn't ready. He wasn't built for the bright lights. He comes out in just a stock cover 4, sending 3. He was blitzing me heavy all game, gave me a little bit of trouble. Right here, we reroute Moss over there to the left side, wide open. And I wish I rerouted him up, because if you look, the middle of the field was wide open. But right here, 1st and 10. Again, he's only sending 3. He does get a shed around the outside, which forces me to run to his left. We end up throwing it away. But once I seen that, I was like, okay, we got him where we want him, because he's got out of the blitzes. Now he calls the blitz, and we reroute, but it wasn't open. Big 3rd down right here. And again, he only sends 3. He's not calling his blitz. And we reroute, and thankfully T.O. holds on to it, getting us the 1st down and guaranteeing us at least the opportunity to tie the game. No fumbles, Barry. I thought he was going to click on and play for the spin. I should have spun, but he didn't. Right here, look at B, wide open on the right side. We end up hitting Shockey, and boom, we run him over, and we get stopped on the 2-yard line. We head into double overtime, and then we catch him with the toss. Swing, and we end up scoring. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It's your boy GS. We're going to go on ahead and be signing out. Peace.